好，Hello，某某，Hello，你好。好，今天再来玩这款。然后上次我们应该是走到左手边这个角色，他要进森林里面去，好多鸟。人缩小一点好了，好像有点挡到太多画面。好，Justin，Hello，你好 ，Miki，Hello，你好 ，Hello。芒果放大也可以的说，好，那就是放大一点吧。太大就不实际了，好吗？还要符合一下现实的大小。好，这边吧。
The path the old lady told me about. It's too dark and terrifying. All sorts of negative emotions are hitting me in this blackness, and I can't see a thing. I need light.
我需要光，还是可以往前走，我们回去拿，实际有这种鸟吗？这个就是鹦鹉吧？我想它应该指的就是鹦鹉吧。帮助维拉找回她的爱人。哦，这是那个老妇人。OK， 有这颜色吗？我想应该总是会有的吧。我们来看一看有没有能不能问到提灯之类的东西。好，这家伙还在这边。算了。
Never mind.
好暗哦，我看起来是勉强看得到
Do
啦
you。mind if I take this lamp?
That dust collecting thing is here because I inherited it with the house. Go ahead, but don't forget to return it. Sometimes it gets very dark in this valley. Without a lamp, I could get lost.
Darker than this?
OK， 好，我们有灯了。
It appears to be empty. I need to find some oil to make it work.
突然去面家跟他说算了，因为没有话题嘛。算了。
Never mind.
我要去找点油，是不是？总记得好像这边是有，
It must have been the warden who did.
好像是有油的。这个吗？碗里面好像也不是，忘记了。好，193，Hello，你好 ，Hello。
A giant bowl made out of clay.
装满了某种油。好的 ，Hello，你好。
Bowl made out of clay, filled with what seems to be some type of oil.
然后萝莉安魂曲最近很红诶，对啊，超红的啊。有没有2000万了？等一下，我的置物柜要怎么开？今天坐车也看到有人在看，胆子也太大了吧？我不是很敢拿出来看的。那个我的。我要怎么把那个道具栏叫出来啊？控制器，玩法，中键啊，中键 ，OK， 好。亚运对韩国2连胜啊，棒球也赢了吗？我今天棒球没有看完。好，把台灯拿出来，加上碗，4:0玩风哦，好厉害，好厉害。
This should be enough.
OK， 好啊，Wilson，Hello， 你好。台湾对上韩国，好像过去的胜率并不算是很高吧？这一次是玩疯了。要喝水，喝水。好，我还需要点火吗？
Never mind. Hideous.
好，我们就回到森林里面去吧。看得懂吗？棒球嘛，就多多少少看得懂啦。第一胜纸牌轮那个叫什么滑冰吗？滑冰是赢了0.01秒的那个。OK， 然后我可以拿台灯出来吗？我要怎么拿台灯？棒球比篮球、足球更难看懂。就我想，基本上就看，只要看懂裁判判的是好球还是坏球，还有打出去的时候就代表可能会得分，大概就这样子吧。今天到处都是那个劈腿的名哦，对吧？我需要点火，我要怎么点火？灯加窗户，什么东西？太太，借个火吧。
This feels wrong. That's a strange notion.
这是个奇怪的想法。那我要怎么点火？怎么点火？怎么点火？点火都不知道怎么点，真辛苦。跟房东借。OK 所以我要拿出台灯，拿出提灯去询问房东吗？直接去找房东讲话好像没有用。登加路西亚。
I should contemplate more about this decision.
我大概要三思这个决定。
I struggle to find a reason to do that.
好，是 S94， 你好。登加壁炉。
If I didn't come here, thoughts like this would never cross my mind.
不行，一直在被这个角色吐槽。
I should contemplate more about this decision.
烛台好像楼上有，蜡烛，不确定哎。我这个人走路实在太慢了。这是蜡烛吗？仿佛有看到过蜡烛，不过好像不能够互动。不过现在里面是已经有油了。
This bookshelf was full of books before. A lot of them are missing now.
是已经有装满了油了啦。
For some reason, someone decided to wrap the carpet and put it here.
没关系，我们就存档，然后进森林吧，看看到森林里面去之后会不会有什么反应好了。还是如果直接对话的话，算了，无言。我可以进森林，我可以直接进森林，但是进了森林之后，那个提灯并不会自动点亮。不会自动点亮的话，那我就不知道柜子都收过了嘛？拿到灯之后还没有收过啦，不确定说是不是要拿到灯之后才能触发。我先直接对话看看。太太，借个火吧。有，真的可以。你碰巧有多余的火柴吗？
You are afraid of darkness. Look into the angel's vase. Take what you find. I will. Thank you, Madam Vera.
对啊，应该要就近跟那个房东拿。花瓶。
I can see a matchbox, which I'm taking. As long as I'm trapped
糟
in
糕
this valley, I might need it. And since Vera wrote I could take whatever I find in here, I'm taking that too.
所以我拿了，不止拿火柴，火柴盒跟十字架。OK， 好，相当的实际，的确是需要吧。瞎了还要写对子，就大概是经过长时间的练习吧。OK， 那我们可以把灯加火柴。OK， 怎么好像视野变得更差了？刚刚还看得到前面，现在前面都看不到了。周围是变得比较清楚，没有错了。垃圾场。糊状物。
It's that same dreadful mass from the balcony. Whoever did this has a wicked soul. The crows must have been fetching it here and leaving it
黑
on
暗
the
中点
balcony.
灯会亮，周围更暗了。
For what reason?
脚印。
It's that same dreadful mass from the balcony. The crow. Two different kinds of footprints here. Fresh footprints.
两种不同的脚印，新鲜的脚印。没有办法确定其中之一是否属于维多利亚。
I can be sure one of them belongs to Victoria, but this proves Vera was right. She wasn't imagining the whispers from the woods.
我有跟 S94打过招呼了吗？Hello， 我忘记了。你好，你好。我不知道我妹妹怎么可能认识监狱长呢？
I wonder, how could my sister possibly know the warden? Where did they meet? He was looking for her last night before the incident, and then they talked afterwards here. Why?
这几年，妹妹一定遇到过什么事情？
Something must have happened to her in the last few years. Both of our parents perished, and now our bloodline is cursed. It's not a fairy tale. It's our reality.
我必须去旅馆告诉尼古拉我是对的。所以两种不同的脚印，这个主角认为是典狱长跟那个维多利亚的脚印，然后又跟这些乱七八糟的东西同时出现的话，就觉得说这一切都是维多利亚设计的吧。
I have to go to the lodge. Tell Nikolai I was right. He can do whatever he wants after that. I did my part. I'm leaving. No one can judge me or condemn me after.
哦，
No! No! Get off! Get off! Get off! No! I have to get out of here immediately.
这游戏是说什么的？就是这个小镇发生了连续的杀人案，然后有两个主角是来这边办事情的，然后后来他们妹妹就失踪了，然后这边的警察认为他们的妹妹有涉案，这样子。不是他们的妹妹啦，这个主角的妹妹刚好是另外一个主角的太太，这样子。然后现在两个主角正在分开调查妹妹的行踪。好，这个主角说我们要回到旅馆去。OK， 这家伙到底在收东西也收太久了吧？我有备用火柴可以点燃壁炉，拿几根吧。
I have some spare matches for the fireplace. Here, take a few.
哥哥跟妹夫的关系，嘿。
For the crows. Thank you. You know, you've been good to me. I would still be going crazy if you didn't calm me down about the warden. I want you to have something of mine.
What is this?
死亡之哨。
It was given to me by the prophet. It'll help you get through the darkest of times.
这是一个可怕的小头骨，它怎么能帮到我呢？
It's a hideous small skull. How could it help me?
I don't believe in unearthly phenomena, but the prophet says this whistle can ward off any
迪巴
demon
，Hello， 迪巴
from the
，Hello， 你好。
city. When blown, it produces a frightening scream. But remember, use it wisely and don't show it to anyone else.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Whose skull was used to create it? Perhaps a squirrel's or a rat's?
危险的时候可以吹这个哨子。
Small. I don't like it, but I'll keep it. Maybe it could help me in ways I can't imagine right now.
拿到这个东西是有成就的。外面有只乌鸦袭击了我，把灯弄坏了，我把它留在了树林里。
A crow attacked me outside and broke the lamp. I left it in the woods.
Oh, yes. That is why I never used it. The only time I did, I was attacked too.
And you couldn't have warned me?
I forgot, I'm sorry. But don't beat yourself up. I don't need the lamp anyway.
She said she wanted it back.
是
Never
Okay.
mind.
好，没了。
Never mind.
那我们再去找那个老太太谈一下话吧。然后我们要回镇上去，镇上的旅馆。哎，等一下，我可以点，我还有火柴吗？我还有火柴，那我可以点壁炉吗？看看是不是可以点那个壁炉。火柴盒加壁炉。
It's not going to work.
行不通，好吧，所以要让这个露西亚自己来点就是了。好，再来找老太太谈一下话。打扰了，离开。
Excuse me.
啊，没了。花瓶还可以调查。
Nothing in there anymore.
村庄在进行某种神秘仪式的类似游戏，那个吗？绝命精神病院吗？应该不是那个。
The Catechism says, after an angel decides to sin, he falls from heaven and becomes a demon.
离开吧，绝命精神病院也是邪教嘛。好，离开这边。
With a bit of God's help and quick feet, I may be able to get to the lodge, then straight to the station before the last train leaves.
好，这个
My back.
哎 ，OK，
It hurts so bad. I haven't walked so quickly since I was a first grader.
我们想要来这边找尼古拉，跟他讲一下，他认为那个维多利亚应该是真的有什么古怪，然后他就要绕跑了，他不想要待在这边了。
A white figure on the pier below. It must be a child. I'm not going there. I have to find Nikolai.
就是拜尔斯，还有日本游戏都像这样。日本的话，死魂曲算吗？死魂曲也是有邪教了。应该是没有要去救妹夫啦。哎，这个门就这样开着，后面有人吗？不是，这个接待员实在太不负责任了吧？
It's empty, but I can see some fresh drops of blood in there.
新鲜的血滴。
Disgusting.
然后那只猫把皮肤吃掉了，把那块皮吃掉了嘛。所以这个门打开之后，接待员都不需要把这门再关起来的吗？哎，在这边，黄衣之王。啊，这些也都可以看。梯子。
All alone here? Where's everyone else? Where's your owner?
Come over here! Through the passage!
嗯？ 里面有人，不过不知道是谁的声音，就是章鱼烧吧？可以，的确是这样的，的确是这个形象了，听不出来是谁，对啊。可是那个接待员不是说他不能进去吗？
Ivan Goldin。
好，这边应该是跟尼古拉来的时候是一样的。梯子好像之前也是没有的。
I'm not climbing up that thing. It looks unstable. Besides, I have no reason to do it.
为什么会有梯子？
It shows a caped man preaching to a group of children. The man has darkness for a face.
披着斗篷的男人向一群孩子布教。
It's named Pula. I think I heard of this town having a very tall church tower with loud bells.
所以这是血缘不是啊？这个是什么意思？
I see a scared man who just got out of the woods. His face is pale and eyes wide open.
如果你是说克苏鲁的话，可能有点吧，还不确定。
Someone tried to depict a gathering of witches in a funny way. They are laughing and having a good time. It's a disgrace. Witches are not something to joke about. The artist should be punished. It depicts angels flying above a restless sea, hands rising from the water, calling for help.
可以上楼吗？好像不行。
I should go inside that passage where the voice was heard.
应该走进那个听到声音的通道。 OK， 这个家伙在这边。
Antun Fero Istarski.
哎，不一样了。之前没有看到这幅画，这幅画之前应该是孤儿院的那个封起来墙面。哎，糟糕，我还出得去吗？可以。不行，这个墙壁不能调查。
Niklas Hendel.
柜台好像可以进去，不过有点刁钻，要用有点刁钻的方式才能够稍微塞进去一点点。啊，不行，进不去，好像会被卡在外面。 男
A
人
man proudly seated in his king-sized chair, surrounded by cats. Could be someone important.
男人骄傲地坐在椅子上，周围全是猫。黄
It
猫
looks，shockingly similar to the cat in the lobby.
大厅里
It
的
has a
猫。
menacing stance, as if safeguarding its master.
好，140，Hello，140，Hello，你好。
A congress of felines. Some people worship them and think they are superior animals.
猫的集会。
A congress.
好，就这样。蛮像迷宫哭死的那位。嘿，是有点像，搞不好是。卢卡。
The king says you are here to see that friend of yours.
王说你是来见你的那个朋友的。我正在找尼古拉，他不是我的朋友。
I'm trying to find Nikolai, not a friend.
I don't know the man's name, but since we don't get many visitors, that must be him. If you find him, tell him he owes me a pack of matches. I had to light a lot of candles because of him.
Why? What happened?
When he got in here, all the lights in the lodge went out. I've never felt a stronger, more bone-chilling draft in my life.
当尼古拉进来这边的时候，整栋建筑物的灯都熄掉了，只好点了很多蜡烛。他后来去了哪里？
Where did he go afterwards?
哦 ，hello。
Certainly not back through the lobby as the door was closed. He could only have gone in one direction, into the tower. And from there, who knows? This building is full of secret passageways.
进入塔楼是什么导致了冷战？哦，是指他突然感到很害怕吧？游戏员是不是比较小声啊？对哦，因为那个机械学报告太大声了，所以我昨天玩机械学报告，所以我把它调小声一点。我再把它调回来，看看有没有好一点。
What caused the draft?
I don't know. Something from the tower, I suppose. The king does not want to tell me. He's playing awfully coy about this.
Nikolai didn't cause the draft then.
Yes, he did. This hallway leads to Mr. Golden's room, where your friend was headed. He caused the draft.
你能上楼去看看他吗？我可以在大厅里等。
Could you go upstairs and check for him? I can
对
wait
话
in
栏
the
是
lobby.
OK。
No, I've never been in this part of the lodge before. Never in the tower. And never in the warden's room. No way. He's your friend. You should go.
I already told you he's not my friend.
Whatever. You have no choice. The king is telling me you have to go in there. On one condition, though. I won't see him anymore. So you have to pay for his debt.
What would that be?
I'll give you a clue. What do I need to repel darkness in the lodge?
前面的那面墙里面的，哎，对啊，他进去了。然后好像是那个典狱长把他抓进去的。你需要停止相信你的王。
You need to stop believing in that king of yours. Turn to God instead.
I need something that makes fire. That's all.
没有，这个是门嘛，这个是个
And
门
I'll。let you go upstairs.
这边是个门，然后有楼梯的样子。谁是你的王？
Who is your king?
The king in yellow. He who opens passages.
Where
皇
is
帝
he?
之王，开启通道之人。
Spiritually, everywhere. Physically, right now, in the lobby. And yellow.
A cat is your king?
He is everyone's king. He only chooses to appear as a cat. Do not deceive yourself in thinking he is merely a pet. He gets angry easily, and you don't want to get him angry.
给你尼古拉的债务，交出火柴盒。
Here, Nikolai's debt.
You may go into the tower now.
Where are you going?
Now that I have this matchbox, I have work to do.
Couldn't you at least wait here?
Sorry, sir. I wasn't supposed to even see the hallway. I'm
甚
sure
至不应该
that
看到
god
走廊。
of yours will help you get out of there.
Wait!
对啊，94
I
开台
could have
吗？
just left this town. Sometimes I don't understand myself.
本来可以离开这个小镇的。OK， 好，现在就只能硬着头皮上了。
This room appears empty, but the candles are still lit.
墙壁，就是那边是一个密道嘛，原本都是红的。哦，这我倒是没有印象哎。不过来到这边的时候，那个尼古拉的精神状况应该是有点怪怪的吧？
Not sure why I would need one. Not sure why I would need one. Not sure why I would need one.
好，拿不起来，手杖不给拿。然后窗户，
A dense fog rises above the lake, creeping inland.
浓雾从湖
A
面
dense
升起，向
fog
陆地
rises
蔓
above
延
the。lake, creeping inland.
书，
The book's title is An Inhabitant of Sabor.
沙博， 萨
The
博的
book's
居民。
title is An Inhabitant of Sabor.
这边什么洞？哦，这不是画上面的东西，这是画本身破了一个洞。
I could be wrong, but there seems to be something reflective at the end of the hole. I'd need something long enough to reach it.
好，现在我们需要手杖了。好，
Using one of these might help me to reach the end of that hole.
手杖加洞，桌上信可以看，哎，可以，我是想说把它留到最后这样。怎么了？
The
哦，开
warden's
关，
secret passage.
监狱长的秘密通道。哇，这幅画不能看。桌子，
A couple of books regarding the human mind,
关
and a
于
quill that
人
was
类
used
大
on
脑
a
的
piece
书
of。paper to draw.
这是什么东西？我需要记下来吗？我拍一下好了。OK。好。啊，这也是可以调查的。素描
Wooden twigs tied with tiny threads, or plant roots. 3 triangles tied in the middle, with another twig. This is beyond my interest of knowing. It must be witchcraft, or something to worship the devil.
巫术或者恶魔崇拜。
7 symbols, all very different from one another. The round one could be an iteration of the accursed evil eye.
被诅咒的邪恶之眼的变体。这牧师的个性真不讨喜，对吧？他基本上就是他不是什么主角性格嘛，他就是个胆小怕事的，他只是公务员而已啦。
It could be a trap, but I have no other choice. I have to descend.
而且这个主角本身就
It was a harrowing walk. There was no light.
怎么又来到这边
The
了
step I made was a danger.
刚
The child at the end of the pier surely must have seen Nikolai and the warden come out of here. I should ask.
结果是来到同一个地方。这个人本来就已经不太喜欢他妹妹啦，对啊，所以他也只是抱着想要赶快离开这边的心情吧。妹夫是为了要救他老婆，所以就比较积极一点。OK，
Hi, little one. Can I ask you some questions?
I'm not little one. I'm Anton.
安东，你看到有人从这个隧道里出来吗？他当初怎么会跟着一起来的？被他妹妹抓过来的。他妹妹要求他老婆跟他不是他老公跟他哥哥一起来这样子。他妹妹要求3个人一起来。
Anton, have you seen anyone coming out of that tunnel?
I saw you.
That is good, but anyone before me?
2 men. One had the eyes of a dead man.
2个男人，一个长着死人的眼睛。他死了吗？
Eyes of a dead man. Was he dead?
He was breathing. The warden dragged him.
监狱长拽着他，他们去了哪里？
Where did they go?
They drove away with the boat.
啊，对了，船不见了，
Disappeared into the fog.
船不见了呢。你经常来这里吗？
Do you come here often?
Fishing. Yes,
So you know the warden?
of course. He is always good to me. Always gives me food. Says I have to gain weight.
You think he took the other man to the asylum?
No. He uses the boat only when meeting with the moon ghouls.
月食
They
尸鬼。
always go to the same place. It's on the other side of the lake.
你怎么知道那个地方的？
How do you know about that place?
My mother Evelina told me all about it. Nothing else is in that direction.
What did she say about the place?
Klek. That is the name. When night falls, witches gather on that hill. They sing and dance in front of 3 white fingers. Mother says they once belonged to an evil giant.
Who belonged? The fingers or the witches?
Fingers. Witches come to Clegg to call the demons from the mountain. They make and eat babies together.
What kind of woman tells stories like this to a child?
巫女跟恶魔生小孩，再把小孩吃掉。你看过月食尸鬼吗？
You saw the moon ghouls?
More than once.
And they did nothing to you?
They could not. Dr. Hatur was taking them away with the boat.
Are they man or beast?
Both. Their whole body is yellow. They don't have faces. Their faces are shadows.
他们的脸是一片阴影。晚上这个时候在外面不是很危险吗？
Isn't it dangerous to be out at this hour of night?
Day, night, it's all the same to me. The only thing that matters is to finally find my mother and father.
Where are they?
In the lake. Hiding from me.
Who told you that?
Evelina.
And now you are here fishing for your parents.
Yes.
自给
I
自
think
足
they'll。love my skin. Or maybe they can't smell it in the water of the lake.
彩蛋 ，Hello， 彩蛋 ，Hello。
I don't know.
有地震吗？有地震吗？我该走了。没有。
I have to go now.
What are you going to do?
你现在做什么？谁能帮我去克莱克？
Who could help me get to Kleck?
You need a boat. You can't walk there. It is too far away. And you can't swim. Harley is home to my mother and father. They would be angry if you did.
So, where can I find a boat?
On my way here, I always pass by the old man. He has a boat.
经过一位老人，他有一
Arson's
艘
his
船。
name. Just walk into the woods left of the lodge. His house is on a small island.
Take care, little one.
Take care, little priest.
好，没有。
And if you see my mother and father, please tell them I'm waiting here.
好，没有。八卦版上没有就是没有。八卦版，与其相信我的感觉，还不如去看八卦版比较准一点。不是看气象台，气象台比较慢呐、关于地震的消息，可能是气象台比较慢一点。左侧的森林，看一下有那个新的，我需要一条船。安东说，尼古拉被带到哈利湖另一边的某个地方，一个叫做克莱克的地方。女巫们聚集在3根白手指前唱歌跳舞。我没办法游泳或步行到达那里，我需要一艘船。阿森有一条。喝水。大概是说旅馆左边的森林，所以是这边吗？可这边不就是我来的地方吗？
Which path should I take?
穿过森林走，沿着湖岸走。哎呦，哇，糟糕，没办法在那边存档，遭了惨。先沿着湖岸走好了，穿过森林应该不是件好主意。沿着湖岸走。哎，到了。作死要走森林，没办法，我没有随时存档啊。船，我们去看，先看这边好了。标志 ，Reba。
This drawing reminds me of an ichthys, a secret symbol of early Christians.
对，虽然是个英文单字，不过也画出了一个鱼的线条出来呢。有鱼鳍，还有那个鱼鳃，还有眼睛都画出来了。我们到里面去看吧。标记，看一下标记。
These are witch marks.
Carvings created to ward off evil spirits from the house.
用来驱赶房子里的恶灵。
Arsene?
Who is it?
It's Benedict, sir. Sorry to disturb you, but I've been told you could help me.
Who told you that?
A boy named Anton?
What do you want?
我必须去湖对岸，这很重要。
I need to get to the other side of the lake. It's important.
You can walk or swim.
走到克莱克需要多长时间？
How long would it take me to get to Klek on foot?
Click. Probably a day.
昨晚有地震哦。湖水看起来并不适合游泳，而且天气好冷哦。
The lake doesn't look inviting to dip in, and it's cold.
Didn't you just say it's important? If it is, you can do it. Why would you want to visit that damned
又开始画猎人了
locality?
啊！
A
希
man
望
I'm
可以
trying
撑
to
久一
find
点。
could be there.
You strangers. Why even come to this town?
It wasn't my choice.
Either way, you are a captive now. We are all captives of this place. Imprisoned souls waiting for our savior.
Sir, with all due respect, this town needs a legion of exorcists to be saved.
It needs just one soul with pure faith. One man, one soul to free us all.
哦，需要一个拥有纯洁信仰的灵魂来拯救我们。那边的船是你的吗？哦，加斯汀说的地震是这个意思啊。
Is that boat over there yours?
What are you, Benedict?
What do you mean?
I don't know you. You don't live here. Who are you?
I am Benedict Dohnani. I serve God.
You are a priest.
A monk from Budapest.
Good. We shall continue this conversation then.
哦，还有，我刚刚问的船，
About the boat.
You can't have it.
Oh, I didn't mean... I've never used one. I thought that maybe you could go with me.
No. The boat is occupied and no one can use it. And even if it wasn't, I am too old and too weak to board it.
船已经被占用了。被什么占用？
Occupied by what?
You have my permission to uncover the top.
Why don't you just tell me?
It's better if you see it with your own eyes.
所以我可以先去看吗？还不行。你知道还有谁可以借我一条
Do
船
you
吗？
know anyone else who could lend me a boat?
No one goes to the lake. There are no other boats.
That's a lie. What about the boat at the lodge?
You don't want to find yourself on that one. It belongs to the asylum. I'm the only one with a boat. No other inhabitant has one. Why would they? There's nothing here, and it's dangerous.
你建议我在镇里看看哪些地方？
What places do you recommend I visit while in town?
You don't get to explore this place. If it doesn't devour you first, then only by the grace of God did you escape its swallow. We are surrounded by Carcassa in every direction.
卡卡萨应该指的是森林。
The mountain above us and the Henna River and Lake
山
Holly lay dead below.
还有河，还有湖。
No animals live in this valley except for the damned crows. Nothing grows or breathes inside these waters. We see death everywhere.
People still live here. It amazes me.
This is a valley of righteous men and women. We may be scared, with one foot in our graves, but we never lose faith, and we never succumb to darkness. A day will come when the light will win.
你最近有见过一名女性外乡
Have
人
you seen
吗
a？ female stranger lately?
No.
No? Without even giving it a thought first?
No one visits me except Ida, the souvenir shopkeeper. I am sure I saw no female strangers in years.
哦，没有见过女性外乡人。你对月食尸鬼了解多
What
少
do？you know about the moon ghouls?
They are everywhere. In the water, in the town, and the forest, on the mountain, and in the mala.
Mala?
What is that?
It's what you strangers call fog. Hell, even some Kotarians call it that because they don't know or don't want to accept the truth.
The moon ghouls are in the fog?
Mala is not what it seems to be. It is not fog. You feel any humidity? Have you noticed the ground?
It is completely dry.
这里很干燥。
Because Mala is not a mass of water particles.
马拉不是一团水粒子，那马拉到底是什
What is
么？
Mala then?
The remains of dead Saborans, or as many prefer to call them, moon ghouls. They think if they don't pronounce the tribe's true name that they will be safe, which is nothing but a fallacy.
Like I said and thought 100 times before, this place is doomed.
We just need one man, a savior, someone like our Ivan Kotar from the past.
昨晚的雕像象征着什
What
么
did？ last night's effigy symbolize?
You were there?
Unfortunately.
I never do. I don't like crowded places. But I could see the fire from here, and it was beautiful. We torch it every year on the day of our patron saint, Ivan Kotar. The giant symbolizes a member of the Saboran tribe.
昨天是10月28日，那天发生了什么？
Yesterday was October 28th. What happened on that day?
The day Ivan Kotar was murdered.
Murdered?
Yes, we celebrate, nay, glorify the final moment of Kotar's long sacrifice for our ancestors, and thus, for us.
Who murdered him?
Decapitated by Vatican emissaries.
For what reason?
Accused of allying himself with the darkness from the mountain. It was such a horrible decision. Poor man gave his life for this town and its inhabitants, only to end up locked in his room and ultimately slain like an animal.
The more I hear about this town and its mysteries, I just can't believe it.
所以这个城镇过去的英雄被梵蒂冈杀掉了。你在这里做什么？
What do you do here?
Trying to stay alive for as long as possible.
I mean, what do you do for a living?
I sell fish.
桥对面那辆老露营车是你的吗？
That old camper across the bridge is yours?
Yes, it was home to my parents before they settled in Sveti Kotar. They were...
Wanderers?
I wanted to say fools. I loved them, but for God's sake, why choose this town to start a family?
We don't get to pick our parents. And yet whatever they do, we never stop loving them.
Maybe it's not love. Maybe we are cursed the moment we are born.
你在湖里钓鱼吗？
You fish in the lake?
I never did. The waters are
这里
dead.
是一滩死水
Nothing，grows
死水，
or
死
lives
水。
in them. Fish are sent to me every once in a while from other regions in Croatia. I have friends, mostly in Istria.
寄鱼给他，他再拿来卖，所以他根本就没有必要待在这个地点嘛。你认识雅科夫·普雷格吗？他离不开吗？他应该就认命了。不知道不知道这些居民有没有任意离开这个地方的能力，还是会被什么神秘力量阻止？
Did you know Yakov Prenger?
He was our priest and a good friend of mine.
I heard he disappeared.
On a full moon night, like many others in the past.
And that's it? No one knows what happened to him?
I'm afraid all we can do is pray for his soul.
打扰了，
Excuse me.
所以他不借我们这艘船。不过我们还可以看一下，把防水布掀开来之后，船里面到底有什么东西。
Oh my god.
应该是牧师跟修女，还有十字架，
Two bodies.
两个孩子
Two children.
是小孩子，
Long dead. Why the priest's robe and nun's habit?
烤了几天肉，没有烤肉啊。
Two bodies. Two children. long dead. Why the priest's robe and nun's habit? I've never seen a wood so dark in color as this one. It's almost like coal.
所以是把这边当成，把这个当成这2具尸体的坟墓了，所以船不能用了。可以再回去找他吗？
It's me again.
你的船上放着2具儿童的尸
You
体。
keep the corpses of 2 children in your boat?
My father and mother were small people.
哈，他爸爸妈妈
Midgets, as some would say,
What are they doing in there?
laying peacefully in their temporary grave.
暂时的坟墓。
A temporary grave?
They were recently exhumed, and I had to take care of them.
I don't understand. Who exhumed them?
Henry, the priest of Sveti Kotar, he banished me from the
先去
church.
吸一下，要吸
So
2077
my
是不是？
parents had to move out from the town's graveyard. Soil outside the church walls is tainted. The boat was the safest place.
那等一下要交给 S94哦。暂时的坟墓，他们最近被挖了出来，不得不照顾他们。谁把他们挖出来的？圣科塔尔的牧师亨利，他把我赶出了教堂，因此我的父母不得不搬出镇上的墓地。要12点收吗？好，应该差不多12点收。对，这个应该还不会结束吧？好像是8个小时左右。Cyberpunk 是 OK 好。那等一下，丢给 S94哦，应该是 Cyberpunk 嘛？OK， 好，所以他被镇上的教堂驱逐了，他的父母也是。好，他们是神职人员吗？
They were clergy?
No, I dressed them as such to protect their bodies. The moon ghouls eat flesh, and they don't care if it's warm or cold.
保护他们的尸体，不要让那个食尸鬼吃掉，是不是？为什么上面有一个巨大的十字架？
To protect them from the moon ghouls. Faith is the only thing that wards them off, but not for long.
Was it torched? The wood is very dark.
I made it from the trees that grow behind my house. I would never torch a cross.
你犯了什么罪被放逐了？
What sin have you committed to have been banished?
Son, we are all original sinners, waiting for redemption.
We are, but you did something to deserve it.
God knows that is not the truth. Listen, talk to Henry. Reason with him. He must unban me.
Why would I do that?
Because you need the boat. If Henry accepts, I could move my parents back into their grave and the boat would be free again.
It's an opportunity to fulfill Father Imre's wish as well.
我会想办法的。他的教堂在哪里？你不打算告诉我你做了什么？亨利是谁？亨利就是镇上的神父吧？好像还没出现过。
You have no intention of telling me what you did?
I don't know. One day, he just said we are not welcome anymore. You have to ask him.
好，那他的教堂在哪里？
Where can I find his church?
The Church of Ivan Kotar. Go back through the square, find the police station, then follow the alley to your right. Just be sure not to stray into Kuga.
Kuga.
Wicked, evil people wander the former school district. They have no soul and have lost all faith.
警察局右边的小巷，我会想办法
I'll
的。
see what I can do.
He's not an easy man to talk to, but maybe he'll be more reasonable with you, monk.
Excuse me.
好，这边还有什么地方可以调查吗？没有了。因为刚刚我们离开那个森林的地方的时候，它是直接通到那个旅馆那边去，它就没有再经过中间的广场了。哎，2条路，这边呢？算了。如果说我们刚刚走森林的话，应该是从这边来，然后我们刚才选的是沿着湖边走，那我们还是继续沿着湖边走回去好了。 来到这边。如果说我在走这边，
Which path should I take?
哇，穿过森林，先记录啊，忘记了，还是没办法记录。好，穿过森林。OK 哦，来到这边，保存，然后上去会到那个小屋。这边是什么？这边啊，这边不是调查的，这边是进到墓地里面去吗？
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me.
这一副就是要作死的感觉。圆圈。
It's man-made, in the form of a sacred shape, a black magic circle for rituals.
我刚才存档了，刚刚在那个十字路口的地方存了。这边又可以走，哇！我先要回，我要回到镇上去，好像有点困难的感觉。跟
Even a mere tree root looks evil in this place. I feel it will grab me at any moment. That path seems to lead nowhere. All I see are rotten tree trunks and naturally formed mounds.
确定这里是回去的路吗？不确定。今天可以不用了，什么意思？哎，好，可以往前走。回去好了，我不要走这边。我想要快点有点进展，我们就不要花时间在探索了，先设法走比较有希望的路回到。不用再问94要不要开台了哦，已经开了是不是？好，我们这边到12点了。好，从这边可以走这边看看。主角的各种孬，没有是玩家太孬了。哎，回来了，是玩家孬，对不起。我要到警察局去。这边是哪边？这边应该是啊，这边是回到那个老太太的地方。酒馆是这边吧？酒馆这边，看看刀子可以拿吗？刀子应该蛮重要的嘞，不过斧头不可以拿。警察局，对呀，警察局。砍刀。
Am I really going to take it?
拿起刀。警长，哎，哦，对哦，威尔森好厉害。
Very good, priest.
我都忘记还有那个要去见警长这件事情了。
Into the temple of law. You're bringing a gift.
I don't know what I'm doing.
不打喽啊！我不会打喽啊！不懂玩呐、这边应该是连到老太太那边，往那边走一下。喽是竞技类型吗？我不知道哎，大略上的分类是竞技类型吗 ？MOBA、DOTA 要存档，哎，存一下。这边应该就是传火机市场了吧，所以要存一下比较好。算吗？可是 DOTA 不是本身就是一个游戏的名称吗？不知道，我完全没有那方面的知识。DOTA 本身不是一款游戏吗？这看起来还蛮像警察局的。好，我们就这边来这边看一下吧。然后警察局右边的小巷是这边。
I'm not going into the police station. I would risk being taken in for questioning, and they
恶
could
魔
be
城市面游
conspiring
戏
with Kotar.
哦，好厉害。 不过没有人会说那个游戏类型是恶魔城类型啊。恶魔城不是游戏类型啊，类恶魔城才是类型。秋千，不，那个类型应该叫做类银河战士恶魔城吧？恶魔城本身应该不是一个游戏类型吧？
Its ropes bear some resemblance to hangman's nooses. Makes sense for a town like this.
得要踩下刹车。那个游戏类型叫做类银河战士恶魔城。好，右边的巷子。恶魔城并不是游戏类型 ，OK。魂类游戏是因为叫黑魂啊，对，因为他们的确是从黑魂来的。我们要去的是亨利教堂，找亨利神父 ，OK。我从这边来的，好，然后继续往前走，先存档好了。我不太确定，刚刚那个人叫我去的地方到底是哪里。有看到警察局了，有看到警察局。
The street is a dead end that leads to the cemetery. I'm not comfortable going in a place like that without a good reason.
啊，这边半身像门，这里是哪里呀？这一块是什么东西啊？这边有一条岔路。话说我的地图没什么用
I can
的
see the
样
school
子。
from here. I'm not going in. It's the district Arson told me to stay away from.
所以两边都是死路哦。地图会更新吗？不知道哎。地图就这样子，我觉得没什么用。它只是标出了大概的区域，大概的区域，大概的区域。这边不能走，这边不给走。那我只能回去了。如果说我点这边，他有办法进来吗？进去了，什么跟什么
Ivan Kotar, born in 1159, died in 1218.
？OK， 所以我们要找的亨利大概在这边吧，这里应该就是教堂之类的门。看一下这边。Switch 专用手把有，有吗？哦，有，锁上了。OK， 忏悔，柜台啊，跪一下好了，意思一下。
There's a time and place to talk to him. This is not one of them.
好，不是好，那我来忏悔吗？
I have nothing to do in there. I'm sinless.
我是无罪的。侍奉神明的人居然敢说自己是无罪的，通常不是应该就进去说天神啊，我有罪吗？
This door is off limits for you.
OK， 防腐尸体。
It's an embalmed priest. Decapitated. His head is laying on a golden plate.
The Vatican declared him a traitor, an ally of
邪
the
恶势力的
evil
盟友。
forces. Can you imagine that?
哦，他就是那个英雄，叫什么了？伊万戈尔丁吗？
Father Henry?
Henry Istrator, and you are?
Benedict.
A fellow man of the cloth, certainly.
What gave me away?
Your aura.
你的气场
And of course, the tiny crosses on your sleeves. You were saying your name?
Benedict Dochnani.
Ah, Victoria's brother.
维多利亚的哥
We
哥。
finally meet. What can I do for you, Brother Benedict?
很红的修女啊，鱼 维多利亚的哥哥，我们终于见面了，我能够为你做些什么？我来这里是为了问你阿森的事情，以及你跟他的争执。
I came here to ask you about Arson and your dispute with him.
Dispute? I don't want to talk about it. Not before I get comfortable with you. Let's talk about other things for now.
先谈谈家事，你见过我妹妹吗？
You met my sister?
Did I meet her? Who knows? Do I know of her? Yes, as every person, crow, and rat in this town.
But how do you know we are relatives?
I have infinite power,
我拥
and
有
I am
无限的力
highly
量。
respected. When word spreads, it reaches my ears first.
I have a theory of what happened here, but I'd like to know more so that I can solidify it. You know much. Maybe you can help me.
I'm here for you, brother.
你能跟我说说圣科塔尔的市长吗？市长就是那个之前被挂在半空中的那个尸体。
What can you tell me about the mayor of Sveti Kotar?
Ranko Merzel, a lurid creature, far worse than his father ever was. Corrupt, full of
可
sin,
怕的怪物。
unscrupulous. Gullible as well. He never saw his death coming, even though he knew he was chased by it.
这是什
I
么
was？ called to bless his soul
哦，
before
等一下再看。
the funeral. Not going to. The very thought of it sickens me.
兰科的父亲是谁？
Who was Ranko's father?
Fran Merzel. He and our former priest Yakov founded Marov Asylum.
I welcomed the decision, but not anymore.
市长的父
Things
亲。
changed quickly, and the asylum mutated into the same thing it originally tried to uproot.
建立那个收容所。
And what would that be?
Marov became an island of terror and death for the Catholic community, instead of being a shield that protects it. It was founded with the goal to heal the unfaithful ones, and more importantly, to identify, catch, and execute the Saborans. Now it's a place where our brothers and sisters go and never return from. Healthy individuals full of
所以现
faith
在那个收容所
just
变成
vanish.
了魔窟，
Fran had his share of sins, but he founded Marov with
变成了
sincere intentions to help the town. Little did he know at the
变成
time
了
the
很多人
evil
绑架过去那
seeds
边的
he
地方
had
吗？
planted.
兰科被死神追杀。兰科的父亲创立的那个收容所，兰科被死神追杀。
Ranko was chased by death?
Nermin, his brother, the worst of the Merzel family, worst of all men, an incarnation of evil. Although coming from a Catholic family, from the day of his birth it was clear there was something dreadfully wrong with him. I don't know him well, nobody does. But everyone knows about his deeds.
Chief Norden said he is a moon ghoul.
True, he is a Saboran.
萨
Some
伯
say
伦
even the current leader
邪
of
教
the
的现
cult.
任首领。
He was once incarcerated in the asylum, but managed to escape. No one can find him anymore. I guess there is not enough will. It's not about the will to find Nermin.
内
He's
明，
just a tiny shadow.
内
of
明
a
是
star
刚才是说
star.
是市长的兄弟吗？
People in this town dread things they cannot see or feel. The unknowable. They fear it because it is everywhere God is not.
因为他无所不在，但上帝却不在。内明他的兄弟，是市长家族最坏的人，邪恶的化身。你现在说的是月食尸鬼吧？
You're talking about the moon ghouls now, right?
That is just a name for the weak. Call them by their true name, the Saborans. The Saborans are not unknowable. They are an ancient tribe that
古老部
glorifies
落
death, diseases, and pain. Cannibals who cultivate morbid rituals as part of their religion. Sekvra.
Sekvra? I've heard that name before.
食
Somewhere.
人者，
You heard it because there was a book of the same name. the original copy of which was lost in the 15th century.
Yes, it all happened during the Valais witch trials.
Dark times fell upon that place because of the book. It vanished with its author, a witch by the name of Jadwiga Masaryk. You can see the Saborans are not a complete mystery. Things we cannot possibly understand are, my brother, the forces and entities this tribe worships. Only madness and death await those who manage to understand. It is what happened to Ivan Kotar, after all. Let's leave this subject. I cannot possibly recount centuries of their history in the reasonable time I have now. Maybe one day you'll be able to read the pamphlet I've written on them. Maybe.
OK 跟我说说收容所的监狱长。
Tell me about the asylum's warden.
Hatur. As the head of the asylum, I know he is somehow involved in the conspiracy against the Catholics. I'm the only person in this town who openly criticizes him, the chief, and the mayor. In one way or another, they are all acting against God, and possibly fallen under the influence of the Saborans. What interests you about him?
My sister's husband went missing after visiting him at the lodge.
Nikolai. He was kidnapped. But I feel there is more you want to say.
Victoria met with Hatur last night. They talked, and I still can't understand what happened to her.
So I was right. This sheds new light on the warden and the tribe. Not so much on her.
你认为我妹妹加入了部落？
You think my sister joined the tribe?
I do, although I don't know how.
指的是在湖的另一边的那个部落吗？
That is a question for her husband. After our father disappeared, I went into monkhood. Since then, I barely see her.
When things start to look bad, some people think it's God's fault. Instead of showing him more
指的是魔兽世界吧？对，我刚才也是，我刚才也是这样想到。
They don't realize it is only then, when they decide to forget him, that they start to wither their own souls. Sometimes they don't just wither, but rot. Rot until it is too late to get off the path that leads to hell.
有个男孩告诉我，监狱长正在跟萨博伦人会面。
The warden is meeting with the Saborans. A boy told me.
What boy?
Anton. He saw them meeting more than once.
Our protege? I knew he had been sneaking out, just couldn't prove it.
He saw Hatur taking Nikolai away to a locality called Klek.
I've never visited that hill, but everyone knows what that place is. The boy could be right.
维多利亚抛弃了上帝，我能在心里感觉到他确实这么做了。
Victoria abandoned God. I can feel it in my heart. She did it. The same happens to our aunt. She abandoned God, turned her faith to strange beliefs, and experienced a dreadful death.
It doesn't matter what you feel and what I believe. You have to find the whole truth. It is your responsibility.
这是你的责任。
Find your sister and the truth that is hiding with her. I would risk going to the stake if I had to choose whether she is guilty or not. This town has many possible sources of evil.
我该去哪里找他？
Where should I look for her?
Begin with Klek. You might find her there with your brother-in-law, hopefully still alive.
还有哪些邪恶的来源？
What other sources of evil?
Everyone, including those who impose the so-called law. Everyone could be evil, even those who claim to
所以
be.
这个小镇也是有那些反天主教的势力渗透进来。那么你跟阿森的争执呢？
What about your dispute with Arsen?
Where did you meet that fool?
He's my only chance to get across the lake, and
You need his boat to get to Klek. So why didn't he give it to you? He doesn't need it. He's dying due to that vampire of his.
吸血鬼，因为一个吸血鬼的关系，那个阿森已经快要死掉了。
What vampire?
Didn't you talk to him?
I did.
And you didn't notice that hideous dark thing on his neck?
脖子上可怕的东西。
No.
That fool got himself a parasitic giant worm, a leech he named Hem.
That's disgusting. But what is the reason you banned him?
I'm telling you, it's Hem. That thing was born and found deep inside the Carcassa forest. It's evil.
Can't he just get rid of it?
Arson believes Hem was sent to him from God. Can you believe it? He gave it a name and looks to it as his own child.
好，所以他那个阿森养了一只寄生虫，宣称是上帝赐给他的寄生虫。然后这个神父觉得很恶心，就把他驱逐教会，驱逐出教会之外，然后叫他把他的父母也带走。然后大概是这样子。他的父母在船里，你把他们挖了出来吗
His parents are inside the boat. Did you exhume them?
Of course I didn't. I ordered the gravekeeper to do it. Arson and his family are not
阿森就不再受欢迎了，他的家人也不可以再埋在教会的墓地里面。
let evil do upon him.
So what now? Anywhere else I could get a boat?
He is your only chance. And it seems like you are his only chance as well, if it's not too late.
What do you mean?
If he accepts to kill Hem, I promise I will think about reintegrating him and his family into our church again. But I need proof. I need to see Hem dead.
好，我们要去杀寄生虫。你会考虑重新接纳他，还是你会重新接纳他？人家想要养什么是他的自由吧，可是可能就牵扯到宗教了吧。对啊，就是在宗教在这边神的代言人就是这个神父了嘛。神父说不行就是不行，说你违背上帝就是违背上帝。你会考虑重新接纳他，还是你会重新接纳他呢
Just think about reintegrating him, or you will do it?
I'll do it.
Immediately after I give you a dead Hem.
I promise.
你怎么指望他杀死他认为是自己孩子的东
How
西
do you
呢？
expect him to kill the thing he sees as his own child?
That is the tricky part. I already tried to persuade him. Now it's your turn. If you succeed, you will get what you want.
你跟我讲这个，我有什么办法啊？总之就交给你了。继续与亨利对话，然后穿过小镇去找阿森。好吧，我们选第二个好了。为什么梵蒂冈的官方档案中没有关于圣科塔尔的内容
How come there's nothing in the Vatican's official archives about Sveti Kotar?
Because of Ivan Kotar. This town has an open dispute with the Vatican because of him. First, they sent emissaries to execute him. Then they denied the authorities to name this town in his honor. We did what was right, named him a patron saint. The Vatican is run by a mass of hypocrites.
It's the Holy See we are talking about here. There's nothing closer to God.
Nothing closer to God? Just because they said so centuries again? How can they ignore what Kotar did here? Maybe they are now aware of their own mistakes from the past, but have done absolutely nothing to mend them.
You cannot question their decisions. It's like questioning the Bible.
Brother, let's agree we don't agree and leave it there. We have other things to worry about right now.
I've never heard of a priest talking about the church in this way. Unacceptable, but this, along with other things I've learned until now, might be enough information for Father Imre.
好，所以这边的教会在设法扛住那边的黑暗力量，然后同时梵蒂冈那边也不赞同，也不认可这个教会，所以大概是3个势力吧。一个名叫雅科夫·普雷格的人，他是这座教堂的前任牧
A
师吗
man that goes by the name Yakov Prenger. Was he a former priest of this church?
He preceded me. Why?
I heard he went missing.
True. He was the warden of the asylum before Ranko became mayor. Then, one night, he just disappeared.
他是个好监狱长吗？
Was he a good warden?
Better than Hatur? Yes. Good? No. He was too soft and hesitant. We could have done so much more regarding the war against the Saborans.
你知道他发生了什么吗？
Any ideas what happened to him?
He was kidnapped by the Saborans and became their prey. The usual for this town.
被食尸鬼带走了，这是这座小镇的常
The
态。
new warden got him in prison because he knew too much? Or maybe that poor blind lady killed him because he couldn't love her the way she loved him. It's a mystery.
在我看来，你跟他有过节哦，这个就是那个失明的老太太的老公，就刚刚提到的那个神父，然后那个神父失踪了。
Seems to me you're holding a grudge against him. Am I wrong?
We never liked each other. He was sent by the Vatican to take my place here. The Vatican, which for centuries never tried to contact anyone in this town, sends a man to take
片都
my
会出场。
seat.
哦，那个人龙
I
吗？
could do nothing but step down. Yes, I hated him.
又有人被杀了吗？没有，我们现在就继续在找尼古拉跟找妹妹。很感激让他消失的人。啊，梵蒂冈派那个神父来接替这个家伙，不过还没有接替到，然后就又失踪了。
Excuse me.
Of course.
这个是主角吗？是，这个是其中一个主角。然后我们可以再回去找阿森，想办法把寄生虫杀掉。有2个主角，然后另外一个失踪了，妹婿失踪了。哎，对。然后我要电脑修好了，嘿，电脑修好了 ，Hello Hello Hello， 好久不见。哎，马尔科，好，马尔科 ，Hello Hello。这边是警察局，然后我要离开这边。流感开打第一天好累，辛苦了辛苦了。从这边随时走这边吧。我们要再回去找阿森。哦，好，存档，这边是传火祭祀场，要存档一下。OK， 打流感要预约吗？应该不用吧。寄生虫是什么？我们现在要去跟一个人借一艘船。哇，这个说来话长了。我们要跟一个人借一艘船，但是那艘船上面有载着他父母的尸体。对，那之所以他的父母的尸体会被放在船上，是因为教会要求他把他父母的尸体从坟墓里面挖出来，就是不能让他的父母的尸体继续埋在教会的墓地里面。对，那之所以是这样，会这样，是因为那个船的主人他私底下养了一只寄生虫，对，然后宣称那个寄生虫是上帝赐给他的寄生虫，然后教会就很不爽，教会就说你不可以这样子，我要把你赶出我的教会，然后就把他赶出教会，还要把他父母的尸体也给挖出来。对，所以他就只好带着他父母的尸体住到小镇的边缘地区，然后把他父母的尸体放在船上，然后所以我们要跟他借船。我们要跟那个人借船，然后要跟那个人借船的话，就要把他父母的尸体重新埋回教会的墓地里面去。对，那为了要埋回教会，然后就要说服教会的神父，然后教会的神父就说：“那你叫那个人把寄生虫给杀掉。”叫那个人把寄生虫杀掉，把寄生虫杀掉，我就让他回到教会。回到教会的话，就可以把他父母埋回教会的墓地。然后船就空出来，我们就可以借用那艘船了。哦天啊，有够麻烦。对，很大只的寄生虫。很大只的寄生虫，然后是外观可见的，就吸在他的脖子上。对，那个人就一直让那个寄生虫吸在他的脖子上，然后用他自己的血去 喂养那个寄生虫，然后那个教会的神父就觉得很恶心，对，不行这样子，除非你把那个寄生虫杀掉，我才可以让你的父母的尸体回到教会的坟墓里面去。
I don't want to look at those corpses anymore.
不想再看那些尸体了。在这边也存一下好了，看看杀寄生虫是不是有什么危险性。这是什么 play？ 我们还没有看到过那个寄生虫，我们只有从远方看这个镜头过，还没有近距离的看过那个角色。有更多黄衣之王的讯息吗？没有。黄衣之王是我们上次有看到一个旅馆嘛，旅馆里面有一个服务生，服务生说他侍奉的对象就是黄衣之王，对，然后外面有一只猫嘛，那只猫是黄衣之王在这个现实世界的具现化，但黄衣之王的精神无所不在。然后我们就离开那栋旅馆了。对，那栋旅馆好像是目前还没有更多讯息了。我跟亨利谈了这场争端。
I talked to Henry about the dispute.
And is he going to remove the ban?
What is the reason he banned you in the first place?
I don't know.
Could you please step outside so I can
走出来让我更清楚看到你吗？
It's safer in here.
只有哈斯塔吧？对，目前只有哈斯塔出现。哦，在这边啊，这样子，哇，这一开始还真的不会注意到，会觉得是衣服的一部分，还是脖子上的伤疤之类的。请走出来。
Step outside, please.
We talked before and you didn't ask me that. Why is it so important now?
Henry gave me something for you. I want to see you under the light while giving it to you.
亨利愿意解禁。
Henry is willing to unban you.
Is he? Really?
Yes. I will tell you all about our conversation, but you have to come outside.
I don't see the point, but if it's going to save my family... Now, what do you have to show me?
God, that leech thing on his neck is hideous.
真没礼貌。OK， 我可以观察吗？我可以观察他。水蛭。
That is Hem. I never imagined a leech could get so big. Henry was right. The vampire thing is sucking the life out of this poor, naive man. I have to persuade him to give it to me.
要说服他把寄生虫交出来。
Arson, we have to talk about your child.
You stay away from him. Is this why you wanted me out here? Stay away.
Calm down. I'm not going to do anything to him. I promise.
What do you want then?
你身体怎么样？
How's your health?
Are you a doctor now?
I've noticed you have trouble breathing, and your skin has no color.
放盐巴，应该就可以了吧？对，放盐巴应该可以。
I don't know what you are talking about. I feel fine.
Didn't you say before you are too weak to board the boat?
The love of my child gives
孩
me
子的爱给了
strength
我
and
力量跟乐观。
positivity. But I would feel better if I was allowed to attend masses again. And if my house would be blessed as it was before the ban.
你在哪里找到海姆的？
Where did you find him?
I didn't find him. He
是他找到了
found
我。
me. Years ago, I helped a young detective with a case he was working on. He then showed gratitude by giving me a bucket full of leeches.
给我一桶水蛭
And
表示
there
感谢。
he was. My little Hem. I'm so proud of him. He has grown
还好他只养
much
了一只。
since that day. God bless that detective.
不过还好只有养一只啦，要是他一整桶都养下来的话，应该早就死掉了。莫斯托夫侦探。
It was Detective Mostov?
I believe that was his name. Martin. Why?
Just curious. How did you help him?
We went on a tour of the lake. I showed him some places, but he was mostly interested in the island of the asylum.
Did he say why he was interested in the island?
Something about a runaway.
有个逃跑的人。
I don't know.
亨利告诉我，海姆出生在卡卡萨森林，好是从那个黑暗的森林里面跑出来的东西。
Henry told me Hem was born in the Carcassa forest.
That doesn't mean he is evil. Henry thinks anything that grows or lives in that forest must be tainted.
And so out of all the leeches you had, you picked the exact one that became Hem.
He picked me. He crawled his way out of the bucket, moved onto my left hand, and then all
然后一直爬到我的
the
脖
way
子
up
上
to my neck, his favorite spot, where he sleeps and eats.
我知道如何解决你与亨利的纠纷了啊！真的吗？
I have an idea how we can solve your dispute with Henry.
I'm listening.
You have to give me Hem.
What? Forget it. Stay away.
你还记得吗？我侍奉上帝，我保证我不会伤害你的孩子。
Remember, I'm in the service of God. You have my word, I won't hurt your child.
He will die without my blood.
No, he won't, and you know that. How long do you think he can live without you? And be honest with me, it's your family at stake here.
Maybe just for one night.
所以他愿意把它借给我们吗？这是唯一能赦免你的方法，但我需要你的
This is
指
the
导。
only way to get you absolved, but I need guidance from you.
What guidance?
And you have to keep our little secret to yourself.
I don't like this.
我的计划是找到一条与你的海姆相似的水蛭。
The plan is to find a leech similar to your Hem. For that to work, I'd need your guidance. Where can I find one?
Why do you need him then?
So I can compare him to his potential clone. Henry seems like a clever man, and surely he remembers Hem's appearance very well.
My dear child in the hands of a stranger. I can't do this.
一旦找到他的替身，我就会安全的把海姆还给你。
As soon as I find his double, I will return Hem safely to you.
And then what?
I will bring the double to Henry, claiming it's Hem. All you will have to do from then on is hide Hem when you are near Henry.
You intend to lie to a man of God?
It's for a greater good.
上帝会理
God
解
will
的。
understand.
你想要活下去吗？
Do you want to live?
If I die, Hem dies. I cannot let that
啊，
happen.
打火机烧也可以这样子。
Proposal seems like the only way out of this situation. My dear child, please forgive me. Do not fret. We'll meet again soon. Go now, in the hands of this monk. Farewell. I'll wait for you here. The house is lonely without you.
别难过，你做了该做的事。
Don't be sad. You did what had to be done.
God bless him.
我在哪里可以找到他的替身？
Where can I find his double?
I've never been inside the forest, but Ida told me once she found a place full of leeches. I believe it's where the detective found him. You must go through the
十字
wall of
架墙
crosses
左转。
and turn left at the crossroads. His brothers and sisters should be there, where Holly meets Hannah.
Hannah is the river?
It is. Keep him safe and get him back as soon as possible.
I will.
Let me say it again. Beware of the forest. It's easy to get lost in that malignant place.
What should I do now? Should I kill Hem? Or find his double and kill it instead? Whatever I decide, God will understand. Dark times require immoral acts.
好，十字架墙在十字路口左转。十字架墙，十字路口左转，有分支吗？没有啦
Excuse me，
应该是这里面没有。他是在质问这个阿森啦。要是我不这么做的话，我就得直接杀死海姆。对，如果说不希望我杀死海姆的话，那我就只能去找一个替身了嘛。沿着河边走。不对，这边回到旅馆，那我们走这边好了。啊，存档。OK， 好存。我先找一下十字架墙是哪边，找到之后就收台。先确定一下接下来的路线。 十字架墙，对啊，不知道什么是十字架墙。刚刚打哦。十字架墙，等一下，如果我是看地图的话，会怎么样？十字架墙，解禁阿森获得船。哦，这是之前的进度了。十字架墙啊，没关系，随便走。那个人真的分得出海姆跟其他水蛭的差别吗？那个神父可能分不出来吧。
I have no reason to go that way. It's a narrow shape.
神父应该分不出来，但是那个阿森应该是分得出来的。这边也可以走，我们先走这边看看。十字架墙左转，十字架墙左转。好，走这边看看。这边是之前说不能走的地方。
I can see the school from here.
这边呢
The street is a dead end that leads to the cemetery.
十字架墙，还是我们继续从这边走走看？这边好像是有2条路的。这是什么？盒子。盒子。
A mailbox? Not sure. It looks strange.
十字架墙，有可能哦。像墓地的地方，我先走这边好，这边是可以走的，看看主角有没有反应。
It's a long road that follows the river uphill and into the forest.
哦，所以不能走，这边不能走，这边不能走。警察局他应该不会进去。
I'm not going in.
好，那我们就离开这边。十字架墙左转，这边是到老太太的地方。那只能往回，好，往回的话可以走到那个有墓地的感觉的地方。好慢哦，这个主角真的是一点干劲都没有。十字架墙，好，没关系。如果是错误的路线的话，主角应该就不会走了。很像我。这边是可以走的啊，没关系，继续走吧。河
The accursed Henna River, lifeless and noxious.
好，河跟湖的交界处嘛。那我们走上去看看，随便走。
I can see the belfry of the Church of Mary in the distance. The police are still there.
OK， 所以这边是案发现场的附近。好，那这边好，这边路线应该是对的啦，就看岔路要走哪一个岔路。2条，先存档好了。 灌木树。
Small, with blood red leaves.
长
I'm
着
going to
血
act
红
on a
色的
hunch
叶
this
子，
time and follow this crawling tree.
跟着直接走了。
I was right.
我是对的。埋葬土丘，
Crawling, blood red leaves. Crawling.
这边是额外的隐藏地点，这里应该不是那个找水蛭的地方。
Place where the tree with blood red leaves grows from. This looks like a burial mound. I think I know what happens to Ida's mother. I should talk to Ida.
艾达纪念品商店，直接前往纪念品商，穿过森林。哦，这是另外一个支线。OK， 那我们就先离开这边。
A very weird and creepy form they have. It's like looking at a petrified herd of
非
giant
常奇怪，令人
spiders.
毛骨悚然的形状，仿佛是巨型蜘蛛。
Dear God, those are corpses. Not that it gives me much comfort, but at first, I thought they were ghosts. Natural gallows. With their long, strong branches, these trees serve as a perfect opportunity for those who want to commit the mortal
哦，有
sin
看得到。
of suicide. I wish unto these poor
有，
souls
对啊，这要很
eternal
仔细看，
torment in the afterlife.
不是在很明显的，我以为是挂在这边，然后是在这边。所以这边
The natural gallows of
这边也是，这边是岔路吗？好，所以岔路是这边啊，这边是刚刚看到那个土丘的地方。好，那这边就没了。河的另一边，你说刚刚这个地方吗？这个地方吗？这个地方应该都点过了，有没有城市指这边吗？桥哦，桥那边是不是 ？OK。上面可以走，然后两边应该是一样的观察内容吧？看看
the accursed Henna River, lifeless.
这边呢，
The accursed Henna River, lifeless.
是一样的，那就剩这边了。岩石
Strange looking rocks, like scars of a long forgotten battle. I wonder what forces sculpted them to look the way they look now.
水蛭呢？我还在找。我们现在在河的沿岸，然后要去找湖。啊，什么地方啦？三块岩石。
They are placed in a way to form a strange triangle, like a sacred space for rituals. Each has 3 shallow holes on a flat top in a triangle formation.
高大的树，
It's a very tall tree, and there seems to be something similar to a house in the treetop. It's inhabited by dozens, if not hundreds of crows? Damn scavengers. They are everywhere.
我找不到下一条路啊。木屋。
It looks very old, ancient, and so I wonder how could it resist the weather? Logs and grass rot very quickly.
因为我想要确定一下水蛭到底在什么地方。如果这一次没有找到的话，下一次会忘记。
I don't think it's locked, but rather blocked by something heavy on the floor inside.
木屋，石头。
I don't think...
有什么东西可以用吗？海姆、砍刀。 砍刀
This
家门
feels wrong.
不行死亡之哨随便。
If I didn't come here, it looks very old, ancient.
3块岩石，没办法直接吹。这边也没有路了，所以结果还是走错了吗？十字架墙，好吧，那大概也先这样好了。下次应该是下个礼拜一吗？这边不能走，这边是支线地点，上面是小木屋。Cross wall 如果不是挂满十字架的墙，可能是 cross wall 横墙，城堡内部分隔墙，城堡之类的建筑物内部的墙 cross wall。不过我已经还是我可以再回去找阿森一下。
As if the trees are just waiting for me to pass by and.
这边可以走。
That path seems to lead.
死路 ，OK， 好。Cross wall， 横墙，城堡内部分隔墙。这边是坟墓的地方。十字架墙 ，Cross wall。 翻译问题城堡建筑物内部的墙，如果是这样子的话，等一下我们再去找一下阿森，看阿森有没有话要讲好了。小金刚在你肩膀上叫。阿森很孤单的站在这边，打扰了，离开。
Excuse me.
哇，提示都还不能再看第二次的警察局右转进入小巷就可以找到教堂，这个是去教堂的地方。Cross wall。 已经没有办法再确认阿森讲的线索到底是什么了。这边是通到河的沿岸，所以是通到旅馆的地方。好啦，先这样好了。
Which path?
穿过森林，沿着湖岸走。 怎么回来这边 ？OK， 好。那我们先回到广场吧，回到广场记录。这边是什么地方？我忘记了。这边走到哪边？这边应该是走到旅馆吗？这边走到旅馆。可以调亮度吗？应该可以吧？会觉得太暗吗？我自己看是觉得还好，看别人好像比较亮哦。可能我荧幕本身比较亮，所以游戏我就没有调太亮。因为我自己看是觉得亮度还够啦。看一下哦，亮度我调最低，高一点点吗？1/3看看。你这样就不像是晚上了。好啦，我要存档啦。今天先这样吧。女生那个下次吧，下次吧。对，我怕我会就怎么说？想说先停留在找水质的部分就好了。好啦，到这边先这样吧。嘿，下周继续。 好，那我们去 S94那边吧。感谢感谢，先到这边，先到这边。好，拜拜拜拜，谢谢大家，谢谢大家。